Hello and welcome to my assignment 21.2 Effects of Age on Performance. In this assignment I will be talking about how age has an effect on people's performance in sport. For example, it has been researched that most footballers reach the peak of their careers at around the age of 25 through 27. There are lots of different factors that can determine one's performance based on their age. For example, the older you get, the more likely you are to have health conditions that may lead to older people from taking part in sport. An example of a health issue commonly found in older people is osteoporosis. This illness is when a person's bones become weaker and become more prone to breaking. Furthermore, young people are stereotypically classed as an active age group, meaning that it is more common to find a younger person taking part in sport. These two examples show why it is more common for younger people to take part in sport, as there are less health issues affecting them from taking part. Furthermore, there is two different types of aging: biological aging and chronological aging. Biological aging is, according to Euro J Public Health 2004, biological aging is a progressive decline in physiological activity to meet demands that occurs over time. It is due to the accumulation of damage at the cellular level, and the rate of biological aging is determined by both environmental and genetic factors. Chronological aging, according to the Very Well Health magazine, chronological aging refers to the actual amount of time a person has been alive. In other words, the number of days, months, or years a person has been alive does not change regardless of how healthy a lifestyle, even one filled with great exercise and nutrition habits, they are living. Our first system is the skeletal system. As you can see in this graph, between the ages of 0 and 22, your bone mass increases. For females, it increases to 1,200 and males to about 1,500. Over time, bone mass decreases. This starts at around the age of 30 to 40 years old. A male's bone mass decreases gradually to around 1,100, whereas females' bone mass rapidly decreases from the age of 50 to 60 as they are going through menopause. Females' bone masses deteriorate to around 600 to 700. What is the effect of this? One effect of a decrease in bone mass is osteoblasts, cells that make the bone. Their activity decreases, but the osteoclast, the bone cell that absorbs the bone tissue's activity resumes at normal levels. This means that the bones break more easily and don't repair as well. Reduction in bone mass can also lead to diseases such as osteomalacia and osteoporosis. Is there anything you can do about this? According to OrthoInfo, for most of us, bone loss can be significantly slowed through proper nutrition and regular exercise. Although everyone will lose bone with age, people who developed a higher peak bone mass when they are young are better protected against osteoporosis and related fractures later in life. A sporting example of this would be contact sports such as rugby, football and boxing. Having weaker bones when you're older will have an impact, as it means they are more likely to break, and therefore you are more likely to have a serious injury. Therefore, making you not perform as well, as you have to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe. This can mean that you may not be able to go 100% in a sport like you did when you were younger. However, For young people, as their bone mass is increasing, they will be able to throw themselves into different sports as they are at a much lower risk of their bones breaking as they are much stronger. Therefore, they have a lower chance of injuring themselves and breaking their bones. The next system I'm going to talk about is the cardiovascular system. You can see in the graph, the older you get, the lower your maximum heart rate becomes. For example, at the age of 20, your maximum heart rate is 200. This is because your maximum heart rate is measured as 220 minus your age. So in this example, it would be 220 minus 20, leaving you with a max heart rate of 200. Whereas at the age of 50, your heart rate would be 170 as you're older, and at the age of 90, it would become 130. According to medline.gov, the heart muscles degenerate slightly as you get older, and the valves inside the heart, which control the direction of blood flow, thicken and become stiffer. If your valves become thicker, this can lead to an increased risk of heart disease. Cardiovascular diseases are a major cause of death in the UK for men over 45 and females over 65. Can anything be done about this? According to a Health Essential article, in order to prevent cardiovascular diseases, it is important that you maintain a healthy weight, have a healthy, active lifestyle, don't smoke, stop if you currently smoke, and don't drink a lot of alcohol. If you listen to this advice, your heart will deteriorate at a slower rate. Older people generally have weaker hearts. This means that they have to play a lower intensity compared to younger people. Younger people are able to play sports that are intense as their hearts are younger, meaning that they are able to manage their body's demands as their hearts are young and strong. Whereas in an older person, their hearts have weakened, meaning that they may not be able to keep up with the body's demands when doing high intensity sports. This is why, as people get older, they normally take up a less intense sport like golf, walking, and swimming, as they are less intense, so their hearts can manage the body's demands, but they're still getting exercise. Swimming is probably one of the best exercises you can do when you get older, as it is non-weight bearing, meaning that the heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood to the working muscles, as it's not having to physically lift anything. However, if you start to swim quickly and at a high intensity, it will become stressful on your heart. So therefore, for older people, it is recommended that you go for a leisurely swim instead of a fast, intense one. Furthermore, in some sports like football, there are leagues for different age groups, meaning if you are, for example, over 50, there are local teams that you can join and compete with against other teams with the same age players, meaning that you will still be able to play at a lower intensity. This is a good thing, as it means that a lot of older men or women will still be able to get out of the house and take part in sports that they enjoy to play. This can benefit them both in a physical way, as it will help to keep the rest of their body in good shape, as well as in keep improving their mental state, as they are able to get outside and take part in physical activity. And also, they could be playing a sport with their friends, meaning that they will also have a social aspect, and this will also improve their mental health.